Can I be real with you for a second? I had my reconstructive breast surgery on June the 12th. It may not look like it, but I'm still healing. Some days, y'all, I feel strong, and other days I feel the pain from the surgery. And other days, I feel depressed. Not because I'm ungrateful, but because healing is hard. And I know that I'm not the only one that feels this way. So today, I'm sharing what's actually been helping me emotionally, physically, and spiritually as I go through this journey. Now, if you're healing also, I want you to just know that you're not alone. We're in this together. And I want to say, I'm Michelle. Hi, beautiful family. Now, this is Living the Vision, where strength, storytelling, and lifestyle meets transformation. And right now, I'm still overcoming from the second surgery that I had with breast reconstruction after my breast cancer. So this isn't a look back video. No, not at all. This is me in the middle of, still going through things from my cancer, going through breast reconstruction. And I'm sharing what's getting me through. And I pray this feels like comfort and not pressure for you. These are the things that bring me peace, clarity, and light. Even on the days when my spirit feels heavy, guys. And today was one of those heavy kind of days, you know? And not heavy in a way where it was just hard for me to get out of bed. But all along while I was in the bed, I was doing my research for YouTube and, some other projects that I'm working on. But it was hard for me to get out of bed. But I did. I put on some clothes. I combed my hair. And if one thing here speaks to anyone, please like, share, and subscribe. And I want you to comment below on your hard days, when it was hard for you to get out of bed. You never know whose words might be encouraging, that you might be encouraging from the words that you speak. I hope I said that right. Okay, let me say it again. You never know the words that you speak or write in the comments section that may be helping someone else with their healing. Okay, so I have these tips that I want to give to you guys. And with these tips, guys, take what you need and leave the rest. But stay to the end, because these tips may be just what you need. And tip number 1, listen to your body. And don't listen to the clock, that tells you what your body should be doing at that time. People love to say things like, you should be doing blank, whatever it is that they feel that you should be doing. Getting out of bed before 10 o'clock, before 7 o'clock, before 5 o'clock a.m., because that may be their schedule. That may be what it is that they're doing. But, people may say that you need to, after surgery, and this is all I'm talking about, not a healthy person. Because a healthy person should be doing something with their lives outside of being in the bed. And if you're feeling depressed and you so to speak are healthy, then I suggest you go seek professional attention. But some people feel that after surgery, a person should be feeling better after 2 weeks. No, you shouldn't be feeling better after 2 weeks. You shouldn't be feeling better after 30 days. You know, you shouldn't feel better in 6 months. In some surgeries, you shouldn't be feeling your normal self in a year, especially if you're of age. I know I'm looking that way when I should be looking that way. I'm sorry. When you're of age and you're healing, some of that healing may take up to a year for you to heal and be back to normal. But the truth is, healing doesn't care about schedules. Some mornings I wake up with a lot of energy, and other days, just getting out of bed feels like you're climbing a mountain. I had to stop, comparing myself to others' timetables, what other people felt that I should be doing, and start tuning into me and tuning into my body and what I need. If your body says rest, rest. If your spirit says slow down, listen. Listen to your body. Listen to your spirit. That's not a weakness, guys. That's wisdom. I want you to comment below and let me know, have you ever had to ignore someone else's timeline and just trust your own body? Write that in the comments section. And we're at tip number 2. Create a corner and call it your peace corner. If you have a place where you can go set up a area, and if you don't have it, choose what makes you feel comfortable. Now, I don't have a luxury setup or a perfect recovery space. I don't. This is a small apartment. I don't want to do it in my living room all the time. I record in my living room, and when I'm not recording in my living room, I'm recording in my bedroom. But preferably, I'd like to have a setup space in my bedroom. And I do have a desk in my bedroom, but it takes money to do certain things. I don't have that. And I'm working on things. I'm working on it. Having a space. I would like to move. That's one of the things that's on my agenda. And hopefully I'll be able to have a space when I move to create a desk area for myself. But I did create a little corner with my Bible nearby and my journal, a blanket. I have my agenda. My agenda stays close to me all the time. Blanket to cover up because sometimes I am cold. And I have a lamp nearby and some pillows to support my back. And in that space, that's where I will cry. I'll pray. And I'll just let it all out. That space reminds me, you're safe here. You're healing here. And it brings me peace, guys, in that space. So I want you to drop in the comments like one of those fire candle emojis. Do that fire candle emoji in the comments section. And let me know that, you're creating your own healing space, or you're a place where you can go and do your planning. You know, let me know in the comments section. And tip number 3, gentle routine, no pressure. No pressure. I couldn't do much, right after my surgery, but I created a small routine like waking up, of course, washing my face, light stretching, even if I just did that, you know, something that helped me start my day. And then I breathe in and breathe out, and then I'd rest. I had no choice but to rest because, all the medication and anesthesia and everything that I was under, I had to rest. I couldn't, it was no choice. But one thing that I made sure of is I hydrated. I had plenty of water near wherever it is I was, in my bed, in a chair, wherever it was that I was resting, I had water near, something to drink. I have Gatorade Zero that I drink also. It wasn't about being productive. It was about feeling human again. That little rhythm gave me something to hold on to. It gave the day a start. A gentle routine can help you feel like you again, even when nothing feels normal. So, what's one small thing you do each day that helps you feel grounded? I'd love to know. Comment in the comment section and let me know. And we're going to go to tip number 4. Feed yourself like you matter. Some days I had no appetite. Other days I reached for whatever was quick, and it lifted me, made me have the energy, so that I wouldn't feel so bad. I was like I was dragging or something. Applaud your, no, take a pause a minute and pay attention to what you're eating. If I was taking care of someone that I loved, what would I feed them? I'd have to ask myself, how would I take care of somebody else that I cared about? And I choose healing foods, and sometimes you have to make a diet change, because if you're eating all of that junk food, I love some junk food, but when it comes to healing, you have to eat foods like fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains instead of processed snacks and microwave meals. Not because you're on a diet or anything, but because I deserve to heal well. That's what I do. Now, this isn't to make anybody feel guilty about what they're eating or whatever, but don't eat processed foods. It's about giving your body what it needs to recover. Do you have a favorite meal or your favorite drink? A favorite drink? I want you to drop that in the comment section and let me know what it is that, that you drink or you eat, because I love to, find new ideas. Let me know. And we're going to go on to tip number 5. Let the tears flow. I cried a lot, guys. Sometimes it came out of nowhere, and sometimes right after a good day. At first, I felt like something was wrong with me, but now I know the tears are part of the process. They're how my body releases pain that I can't put into words. If you're crying more than usual, just know it's okay. It's okay. Whisper to yourself, I'm allowed to feel it all and still heal. Have you ever had a breakdown moment that turned into a breakthrough? Share it if you feel safe. Someone might need to hear your story. And for the ones who are still in bed, maybe you're watching this in bed, bandaged, tired, unsure. Maybe today you didn't get dressed, you didn't clean, you didn't smile, and that's okay. Healing doesn't always look strong, but it is strong. Just showing up, watching this video, that's enough. I see you, and I'm proud of you. These tips, they didn't come from a manual. They came from real moments of struggle, surrender, and strength. And if they've helped me, I believe they can help someone else too, maybe even you. If anything touched you today, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I read every single comment, guys. And don't miss hitting that bell so that you'll see my next video. And my next video is going to be what I wish I knew before breast reconstruction. It's personal, and it might change how you approach your journey. I'm Michelle, and I'm living the vision with you, one gentle, honest step at a time. I'll see you in the next one.